Our special interview this week on Impact Yobe is with the Secretary to Yobe State Government, Baba Malam Wali. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much.
Yes, let's talk about the administration of Governor Mai Mala Buni. It's hinged on continuity, consolidation, and innovation. How is this government delivering on that?
Thank God, His Excellency, you could recall, immediately after his inauguration in 2019, his philosophy was continuity, consolidation, and innovation. So these are the three basic, principles which His Excellency's programs and projects were hinged upon. First of all, in terms of continuity, you will find that all the projects which His Excellency, the former executive governor, the President Senator Ibrahim Gaddam started, have been continuing and we are about to even complete some of this project. So you'll find that there is no single project which His Excellency has started in the former administration that has not been about to be completed. His Excellency therefore supported all these projects. Take the example of the airport, which we started constructing in 2016, 2017. The project is now about 90% completed, and the project is we are hoping that the project is going to be commissioned. So all the projects, in terms of road projects, in terms of education, in terms of health, in terms of the policy of the administration, that has been the project of His Excellency, the continuation of the project. And then in terms of consolidation, is both the continuation and consolidation of His Excellency projects is to do with all the continuation projects that has been started in the previous administration, and the policy direction which the former administration has started are being continued by this administration. In terms of innovation, new projects and new ideas have come in for the establishment of this project. Let me give you the example of the housing project, which His Excellency has started. No new houses are being constructed. About 2,800 of them is being constructed, are supposed to be commissioned now. New projects have been conceived. The construction of the road from Bulongua to Kumagannam is one of the projects that has been started. Other projects which His Excellency has conceived is Gujuba-Hangalda Road, which is partly being constructed both by the Northeast Development Commission and the MCRP, which is a world-class project, which is being supported by the Yobe State government. So a lot of projects have come in, apart from the consolidation of the former project. So His Excellency's promise for the consolidation and the continuation of which he has made right from the beginning when he was inaugurated has been achieved greatly.
Okay, sir. At inception, the administration declared a state of emergency on education. We know that this sector was worse hit during at the peak of the insurgency. But so far, it's 2 years down the road. What's the impact?
There has been a lot of impact. At the inception of the administration, His Excellency, as you mentioned, declared state of emergency on education. And immediately after the state of emergency, an education summit was called, where all the stakeholders in the education sectors were called upon to deliberate on how to move forward. And that summit, which was chaired by the Vice Chancellor of Yobe University, Professor Mala Dauda, with the technical committee, they submitted their report. So immediately after submission of this particular report, action started in terms of how to, implement that particular project. His Excellency inaugurated the Education Council, which is the highest decision-making body in terms of that will give political support for all the decisions that has been taken in terms of the education program or the report which was submitted by the technical committee. And that council will also not only provide the technical support or with political support, but it will monitor the implementation of all the decisions that has been, or all the recommendations submitted by the technical committee in terms of education. So far, for example, one we found out from the education sector was that there has been a lot of congestion in the urban areas in terms of pupil enrollment, where you'll find that there are about 200 or 300 students per class. So what His Excellency did immediately was to start how to decongest that particular school. We constructed one model school and one mega school in each of the local government areas of the state. That has already been completed, and now this action has already been taken now in order to decongest the existing classrooms in all the secondary schools and in the primary schools in the state. His Excellency has given directive for the employment of additional teachers, which is now being implemented, so that more teachers will be provided. Since there are more classes, there have to be more teachers. In addition, in the rural areas, we have problems of lack of enrollment. And the committee was set up to go into all the rural areas in order to enhance the enrollment. The enrollment in some of these schools has greatly increased, some of them from 0 to 500 just within a period of one term. So there has been a lot of tremendous improvement. Our performance in WAEC has improved tremendously within the last 1 year or so. So, education, as you know, is a bottomless pit. You have to start, building the pit right from the beginning. So you cannot see the result immediately, but a lot of action has already been taken, and this has shown we have started seeing some results in terms of this intervention. And with the Education Council in place, and with the technical committee under the Minister of Basic Education, who is the Honorable Commissioner Minister of Basic Education, as the chairman of the technical committee, that technical committee will now be feeding the Education Council in order to provide all the necessary input so that the decision will be taken. So there has been a lot of achievement in terms of education, and hopefully we can see that within the next 2 to 3 years you will find that there will be a lot of changes in terms of education. But even now, a lot of improvement has been recorded in terms of that. We are on track. We have started, we are going to start constructing teacher professional training center. One of the recommendations of the technical committee was to have a teacher professional training center in Damaturu, where primary school teachers in all the 17 local governments will be trained on quarterly basis, so that there will be enhancement on their pedagogy methods and the training methods, and all these issues have been implemented. So a lot of action has been taken, and the results have started. We have started seeing the results.
Okay, the health sector is another critical sector that we see that this administration has shown so much interest. Tell us about the development, especially in the primary healthcare sector.
One of the major areas, especially for for disease control, is to have an effective and functional primary health care system in the state. And His Excellency, first of all, directed that in all the 178 political wards, we should have at least one functional, effective primary health care center. Out of 178, we have now built almost 100 of primary health care. All have been upgraded. We have upgraded. One of the major problems also to do with the primary health care is to do with the manpower. We have upgraded the College of Health Sciences of Nguru. It has been upgraded now to provide enough manpower to the primary health care centers. His Excellency also, signed into law 2 very important bills. One is to do with the contributory healthcare system, which is now has been extended to all the 17 local government areas. And the other is the Drug Management Agency, where we provide quality drugs to all the primary healthcare centers. So these primary healthcare centers have been provided with very good drugs. As I'm telling you now, through all the primary healthcare centers and the secondary healthcare centers, we have almost drugs over 1 billion across the state. And the same thing with the contributory healthcare system, where all the states and the local government staff are contributing. And we are trying to extend this into the larger community. And as I'm telling you now, despite all the contributions that have been made by the state and all the facilities have been provided with drugs, the drug management has over 1 billion naira in its account. So since have working in the primary healthcare system, effectively in the rural areas, more staff have been provided, more equipment has been provided, and since have been effectively going on, and you will find that disease control has, that is why you don't see major problems of outbreaks of some of these killer diseases in the rural areas now.
In all of this is going on, and in some states we hear people complain about dwindling revenue, hard times, and all of that. And then the question is, how is Yobe State able to do it?
The major problem, the way His Excellency is doing this, is just prudence management of resources. That is the key word. What you use, what you have, that is why His Excellency has been hammering on all the structures of governance. So with the small amount of money you do, you can do a lot of work. And some issues even to do is not to do with the money, it's to do with how to utilize the capacity of your staff in order to implement some of the project. So the major situation in which His Excellency now gave direction for the implementation of both projects is to use our own resources prudently and manage it prudently in order to have more impact on the people of the state.
Okay, and resettlement, rehabilitation, and reconstruction is another area that this administration has also shown so much interest. How is it going? How are you able to, people have returned to their communities now with the restoration of peace, but how are you able to help them pick up their lives again?
You know, at the peak of the insurgency, 2 local governments were completely overrun by the Boko Haram, Gujiba local government and Gulani local government. They were completely under the control of Boko Haram. The others, local governments, that is Termua, part of Gaidam and the part of Yunusari, were also affected. So with the return of peace, where the military and all activities and other security agencies have worked hard in order to, in order to address the challenges in terms of Boko Haram insurgency in those areas, people have gone back to their rural communities. So most importantly, when they go back to the communities, they have to be provided with the basic means of livelihood. In some of the communities, there was no water because the Boko Haram have destroyed water facilities. In some of the communities, they have destroyed all the health facilities. In some of the communities, they have destroyed all education facilities and all their means of livelihood. So what His Excellency did was we gave directive that all these areas where we have this insurgency, together with both national and international agencies that are working and to supporting Yobe State government, we provided that all these places should have functional primary schools, should have functional water supply, should have functional primary healthcare system. And then with the security agencies on place, all the personnel of other agencies are returned to those areas. So that encouraged a lot of people to go back. And then immediately after that one, we have to provide empowerment materials to the communities in order for them to pick up their livelihood. We provided them with issues of agriculture, with livestock farming. Some of them we provided them with all necessary loans so that they can, and the other support so that they can pick up their businesses. And that has greatly enhanced people to go back to their rural areas. Now virtually in Yobe State, there is no local government where you will find that people have not gone back to all their places. They are all there, they are farming, they are providing, so we don't have much problem with that. So therefore, the direction given with all the security agencies and all the humanitarian organizations that are working together with which we are grateful for them, they have supported us and we have provided them all the facilities for them to go back to the communities. So the people have now picked up their means of livelihood and they are working now in order to produce in those communities. So we have picked up, and His Excellency has given us the direction that these people have got. Let me give you a typical example. Buni now, before was completely deserted. Buni now is a bustling urban area with all the facilities. New hospitals have been built in that. Roads have been constructed in that community. And then in addition, together with the United Nations, to have built markets in those particular areas. So a lot of activities have gone back to those communities and people have gone back.
Okay. The airport is another very huge infrastructure project, and that is an example of continuity, like you rightly said. And it's big because people are saying, oh, a small state like Yobe State, constructing that kind of big infrastructure, what impact will it have on the people?
The airport will have a lot of impact. With the airport, is a cargo airport. The vision of this administration is that we will provide not only the airport will assist us for 2 issues. One, to provide export market to our products which will be produced in Yobe and the surrounding local states. And in addition, with all the facilities going on in the medical structures in Yobe, it will be, as Yobe will generally be will come center of medical tourism, and we are hoping it will, because as of now we have been making a lot of investment in the health sector. And as I'm telling you now, we are constructing the biggest maternal and child healthcare system in the country, which is in the medical college, and other facilities are going on. We have provided, MRI machine, which is one of the standard best MRI in the country. We have provided all the other equipment. So with the airport, people from other counties, from other states, instead of going to other countries in order to get treatment, they will be coming to Damaturu since there is an airport. So this is one area, and we are going to provide also good, a revenue system for our state, especially in terms of agricultural products. It's a cargo airport. Yobe is an agricultural state. We are going to provide we are providing a lot of, we are helping a lot of sesame seed, rice, and others in order to enhance the agricultural economy of the state. And don't forget, Yobe has one of the largest states in terms of mineral resources in the country. Those mineral resources have not been exploited, and it will be exploited, and the people will come and they exploit and also provide more revenue and more employment opportunity to our people. So the airport will have a lot of impact on the community when completed.
What should people in Yobe State expect? What more should they expect, I should say?
As I'm saying, first of all the projects we have started will be completed before the end of this January. This is past the target. And all the projects that we have inherited from the previous administration will be completed 100% before this January. And secondly, most of the projects that he has also has started, as I mentioned, some of these road projects and all these issues will also 100% completed. And the policies that he has mentioned from the beginning of his administration of consolidation, continuity, and innovation, which he has mentioned, will be implemented to the latter up to the end of his administration, of the first term of his administration. So since people of Yobe will expect more in terms of empowerment, in terms of infrastructure development, in terms of market development, all this infrastructure development will continue. As I mentioned, you can say that we have 4 markets under construction, one at Damaturu, one at Gashua, one at Nguru, and one at Patuskum. All these markets, especially the 3 of them, will be completed this year. It's also promised that there will be a livestock market in the state. And some of these livestock markets, Yobe is being one of the largest livestock producing state in the country, will have this large market which will be constructed. So a lot of things are being under consideration, and the things will moving forward. Things are moving forward.
All right, thank you very much for your time on the program. Secretary to Yobe State Government, Baba Malam Wali.